y'all. I got you. Ha! Serena, what up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you good.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, that's what's up. What's up?
If I can hear you, I think everybody can hear you. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you good. What's going on? What's up, Sonny?
Hey, man, how you? Man, I see you in a minute.
I'm unbothered.
You unbothered?
I'm unbothered. I'm good. What's up? What's up?
Hey, yo, it's crazy because I put the we put the flyer out and we got hit in the inbox a couple of times. Yo, what y'all talking to her for? And this, that, and the third. What you think that's about? We're gonna jump like that. What you think that's about?
What up, Shine Boy? What up? Stop playing.
For females, of course. Like.
Of course, you already know. You already know.
Wow.
Listen. You know what I mean. At the end of the day, damn, you just jumping right in. You ain't wasting no time.
My peoples, and I want to know why. Like, yeah, this is Serena. Like the fellas always, Serena, but the girl, like, I don't know. Look.
Well, I mean, actually, that's something. It's nothing new. You know what I mean? I definitely. What's up, Tokyo? What up? What up, Mikey? What up? What up? I got the sissy in the building. Ariane is up in here. What's up, girl? What's up, sissy? It's so crazy that you say that because for people to even like, it's like how many, like so many years later, you know what I mean? And for someone to actually have the time and to put the energy into me and be like, why are you interviewing her? Or you must not have nobody else to interview. You know what I mean? You must have ran out of show ideas because you interviewing her. Bitches have always had a tendency of hating on Serena. Like, it's a Flatbush thing. It's a Flatbush thing.
It's a lot of that in the bush, you think?
I mean, don't get it twisted. At the end of the day, you know, Flatbush got its ups and downs. You know what I mean? You got the loyal ones. But, I mean, as far as females, me and them never mix. Like, it's nothing new. So when that was brought to my attention, because you already know, like, I'm going to get put on before I even come on. And when I heard that, I was like, wow. For someone to, like I said, to have the energy to even bring my name up, because I'm so involved at this point in my life. Like,
that's cool.
I don't even know who it was, but if you're watching, you need to find a hobby because it's sad. It's real sad. Like, we in our 40s, and niggas are still talking about why you got me up on the show. I'm a fucking vet. That's why I'm up on this show. Because at the end of the day, Flatbush, I am Flatbush.
That's a fact. And
I am Flatbush. So if we don't question that.
This is a conversation. This ain't no interview. It's a conversation amongst Flatbush heads.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know? Well, we kind of jump right in. Introduce yourself. You know, where you from, what side you from, what schools you went to. We got to go through the whole thing.
Oh, damn. Well, everybody knows me as Serena. You know what I mean? I never had a nickname. I'm from Flatbush. I'm from the 40 side, actually. East 40th between J and K. You know what I mean? So I was already brought up in the whole Flatbush, you know, the beginning of Flatbush. You know, we all kind of started, you know what I mean? So, but that's where, you know, like we have 40th up the block. Then we had Hubbard, you know what I mean? And then we kind of branched off a little bit to Nostrand. You know what I mean? That was the first stomping grounds, actually. That was my first stomping grounds.
On Nostrand?
Yeah. And my sister Mimi, whoever knows me knows that. My sister Mimi, you know, my older sister, she used to use me as bait. So in order for her to come outside to go to Huddy Night Center and to hang out with Frankie and them, she had to freaking bring me outside. So that's the only way she was able to get outside. So that's how I got introduced at an early age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember from Nostrand times. We bucked back up in Lincoln times. So
yeah.
It was a whole different vibe. It was good to see a familiar face out there. You I don't know, like I said, them type of calls and DMs are always weird because it's like, I always know you to be chill. Like,
absolutely.
Whenever we have something, you always show love, parties, whatever it is, you always show love. So I definitely appreciate that.
And I appreciate you appreciating me. You know what I mean? Because you don't get that a lot. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. But you at the end of the day, like, besides the whole Flatbush movement and all of that, like you said, we go back from Lincoln, like the motherfucking dollar rice. Sitting on Ocean Parkway, cutting class. That's where. That's why I ain't finished school, fucking with you and everybody else, eating the dollar rice. And then I think the craziest moment was when we fucking got caught up in the hallway on the roof smoking. Yo, we used to just smoke.
It was the
Flatbush. We ain't give a shit.
It was a Flatbush thing. I used to come to school with Lifeline. We used to have Lifeline, all kind of boom, and them people with Coney Island ain't really understand. That's why I felt good. It was like
Mimi's good. Mimi's good. Yes, Madhouse. Madhouse. What up, Frankie? Yes, that's where I started. Fucking Nostrand Avenue.
Yep.
Frankie, Kashawn, that's like, you know what I mean? Like fam, of course, because of the history behind our families. You know what I mean? And Raheem doing the joy rides in the hallway in Frankie's building, going crazy, almost getting stuck in shit. So I got a lot of memories.
So you went to Huddy, right?
Yeah, I went to Huddy, and of course I didn't get along with the majority of people there. So I definitely had a fight with, you know, somebody from Nostrand at the time. And
yo, hold up though. I was about to say, because it just clicked in my head how much Nostrand used to be on Nostrand, but then you had a fight with, you know what I mean? We had a fight with Tasha. So how did that? How? Why?
it's crazy because we was being it started off with being initiated into FPQ, I think it was Flatbush Pulley Queens. And I mean, it was just like Tasha was, you know, Tasha Madden. Let's correct, because it was two Tashas. Tasha Madden, the two I actually had a fight with. This is like how many years ago? Oh my God. And that was like the biggest fight of the year and shit. You know what I mean? Like we fought on Nostrand Avenue. We both got some hits in. You know what I mean? And it was over bullshit. I think we rolled eyes at each other or something happened, and she used to hang out with Indian and I hanged out with people that it was just bullshit. Like it was.
So girls got into fights like dudes just over looks, and it was pretty much the same thing you would say, guys and girls kind of.
Hi, baby. Hi, Tasha. Honestly, I think a lot of people from Flatbush, female-wise, a lot of them just talked a lot of shit. Really? I mean, from my side. I'm not talking about, like, you know, going up Flatbush, like region and, you know, Tilden. We ain't talking about them sides. I'm talking about our little section. Like, bitches just always talked because they had lips. You know what I mean? But, I mean, they never really flexed. I mean, a certain few of them, yeah. Certain few of them, they definitely was about that life, you know?
Perfect.
Hi, Trinity. What's going on?
Yo, what's good?
We got Larry in the building. What up? What up? Damn. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah,
but that was the Huddy thing. But I ended up getting kicked out, and I went to Cunningham.
Ooh.
And then from Cunningham, that's where it all just, you know, I started venturing off and doing whatever.
That's we started.
Hi, Rita. We got Ace in this motherfucker. My sister Reese. What up?
So you said, I don't know if you was a grade behind me or we was in the same grade, but you said that was around the time of FPQ. I was kind of going wait, but since you brought that up, around that time, what was FPQ about?
I mean, well, you got to understand, there was always veterans, you know what I'm saying, that was already put the work in. And we was coming up, like we was the younger generation. So when I say FPQ, that was like Christina, that was like, I believe like Wildman, that was like, what's that girl's name? It was a Puerto Rican chick.
Well, hold on though. What's FPQ for the people?
It was Flatbush Pulley Queens.
Okay.
See, our initiation was different. It wasn't like, you know, for us, my little, you know, generation. It was basically Flatbush Pulley Queens. You know what I mean? So I see my brother Red up in here. What up?
Red, what up?
Got Ace in this motherfucker.
Ace, what up? Oh, Ace, what up?
So yeah, I mean, we did that, and then we had actually me and y'all, we had a big initiation, and fucking me and Yamika, you know Yamika, that's my homegirl. Shout out Yamika. Like we had got initiated into that shit. When I say thrown through fucking glasses, the bus stop broke all the glass. Like it was serious. It was serious.
That fight was for who to be initiated, or that was for both?
It was for to be a part of, and mind you, none of us got along. None of us liked each other, but it was to be a part of Flatbush Pulley Queens. It's like the underdogs of Flatbush Pulley Kings. It was called FPQ. You know what I mean?
Okay, so were y'all into the taking thing too, or was y'all just more styly?
When you say taking things like whips and shit?
Yeah, the whip.
Oh no, I used to just wait for like, you know, Mikey and Red and them to come scoop me up and Shocky and all that.
So no girls can drive? I know it's a couple.
No, actually they taught me how to drive. That's how I learned how to drive. Like I never went to driving school. I never did none of that. Like I was 14 behind a Lexus at the time. Like I was pushing them shits. Like I learned how to drive from FBK actually. You know what I mean?
I hear that. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. Describe FPK. We had put up a post the other day about FPK. Describe FPK maybe to people that don't know. This goes out to the world. So describe what that is and how dudes is moving.
When I describe FPK, I would definitely say, you know what I'm saying, they represented style. They represented, you know what I'm saying, a different type of swag and a different type of energy. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody had that type of, and the energy that they presented, you know what I mean? And plus, they was pushing the biggest whips in Flatbush, you know what I mean? Like, niggas was straight pulling up and the big boys. And then it's like, how you got that? You know what I mean? And they just make the little grin and, you know what I'm saying, pull out the pulley and, you know what I mean? And then the police chasing them. And I mean, it was, when I think of Flatbush, you know, those are my brothers, like at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That was my home. FBK was definitely, you know, my home for Flatbush. And like I said, it's just, for me, it was more style and grace and, you know what I mean? That show off type shit, like that cute shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I take your bitch shit.
Yeah, okay. We hear that. We hear that a lot. In our travels.
Shit, we used to go to school with fucking BMWs and Benzes. We was pulling up, and me and Tasha, like, we was really definitely pulling up.
Well, who would you say, if you can remember, who would you can remember being like the one of the top drivers, some of the top drivers that you can remember?
I mean, well, I would say the first time I ever really like heard of FBK or whatever it was, I would definitely say is Bilal, rest in peace. Like, Bilal used to, like, you knew when Bilal was coming down the junction. Like, you knew when he was coming past McDonald's and all of that. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of them. Like, the experienced ones I rode all of them, but fucking Mikey used to have me jumping on my seat. You know what I mean? You had Mark, Baby Gas, rest in peace. You know what I mean? Red, of course. Red taught me how to drive, my bro. You had Jermaine, you had Ghost, you had Cracky. Cracky was another crazy driver. You know what I mean? But all of them had their own different skills. If it was like you know what I mean, busting donuts. You know what I mean? If it was making the car jerk, and it was all types of things going on. So it was fun. You know, I have no regrets. Like,
you definitely shouldn't.
Oh, Coolie Boy. How can I forget about Coolie Boy? Yeah.
You definitely did. You so then it's coming through time, kind of like you kind of was outside and was all over. So eventually you kind of chilling with dudes on the other side, so to speak, still Flatbush, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes in STP in this mix over here. So that's kind of, you know what I mean? How does that work out for as a girl, as a young lady? Like, you know what I mean? How you hold your own? That's wolves.
Honestly, I can honestly say, like, you know, FBK was definitely my home. But then I was able to enjoy best of many worlds, like just not one world, but best of a lot of worlds, ocean, you know what I mean, region, you know what I mean, Clarendon, like so my main thing was me and, you know, and my bestie, you know, at the time or whatever, like one thing we never did was break the codes. And when I branched off with STP, you know what I mean, that was my second home. Like, that's where I felt like, okay, you know, I'm protected. Like, this is, you know, I'm seeing shit like, okay, like, niggas is real out here. They get serious, you know what I mean? And nobody understood it. But in the same token, what I could say is nobody ever could ever say, me, Tosh, or any one of the females at that time, mainly me and Tosh, nobody could ever say that we broke the code, snitched. We never put them in a situation where we line them up, because, you know, FBK is like, if I'm hungry, them niggas is gonna feed me. You know what I mean? Like, they would never turn their back on me. Of course, people always talk shit and you're gonna hear rumors, but nobody ever disrespected me in my face. You understand? And then you have STP where, like, I already know. Like, once I step outside with these dudes, like, you already know. Like, don't even look at me. You know what I mean? Like, you already know. So I did the best that I could. I definitely fucked both of them at the same time. Like, you know, they was in my crib, and it was one time Ace and them came to my crib, and I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, I had to tell both of them, like, yo, this shit is not happening here. Like, these are my people. You know what I mean? So it worked out though, and they trusted me. That's the thing. They trusted me. They still fucked with me. They still invited me to the crib. They still, you know, they still did the late nights in Black Rain garage. You know what I mean? That was STP and set. So it's like they still trusted us.
Well, I mean, you said something real key that, like, the code. You stick to certain codes. You know what I'm saying? And that's whatever the code is. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that these days, but I
Yeah.
definitely never got involved. I definitely always show love. I would never put anybody in a position that, again, will put their life in danger, because I never wanted to see anything happen to any of my peoples. And I was young, you know what I mean? So I grew up fast mentally, you know, and all of that shit that I've been through and experienced or seen. It's like, you know, I had to really know that, like, shit is serious out here, and it's not a game. When you hear beef, it ain't just no, oh, we got beef. It was serious shit. And that's why when I seen this We Are Flatbush, I'm like, yo, this is serious here. Like, who the fuck is posting? You got Bear, you posting Flatbush. You, like, it was a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
I appreciate
it. Was definitely a beautiful thing. And I respect y'all for doing this, because this is something that is in history. Like Flatbush, we go down in history at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. And you know, we got to definitely.
I had to get some wine for this shit.
Yeah,
you know, I was skeptical about coming on this shit, right?
Why you were skeptical?
Because I didn't want to curse nobody out. I was like, I said, let me get a glass of wine. Let me get it.
What you talking about in the comments or something?
Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I'm sitting here looking to see if I see some bull crap.
Nah, you good, man. You good. It's fam here. That code is real, man. And I think I appreciate that, because a lot of shit probably could have went wrong. There's a lot of shit where girls are into stuff and things go left and it's out of their hands. So because I think you stuck to a certain code, perhaps, is why when you say chill, that chill was maybe a little respected, just a little longer for somebody to see another day for another fight. You feel me?
I totally agree. I definitely totally agree. And I never denied it. At the end of the day, like, I fucked with FBK. That was my home. Like, in SCP, that was my second home. Like, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, I was able to branch off and be able to get introduced to, you know, a whole bunch of things. And I was happy to be a part of it, because it wasn't just one set things. And I come from 40th, where you got Meet Our Rich, you got Juggy. You know what I mean? I lived next to Shaman and Aisha, where everybody hung out there. Then we had 34 Hubbard, where that was home for every single body. Right. If you ain't visit 34 Hubbard or sleep there or eat there, then you was not from fucking Flatbush.
Yeah.
Big up Mommy Hill, though. What the fuck, yo?
Yeah, big up.
Right.
What would you say one of your best childhood memories? Like, thinking about Flatbush as a whole, like, just put it in like how would you describe your childhood to somebody from another planet?
I mean, my childhood memories, you know, was filled with, again, just that family upbringing, as far as like communities coming together, like the blocks. You know, if we had block parties, you know, food was always available. There was never no limits to, you know, whose house we can go into. And that's, like I said, from going up the block to Sharice's house on the next 40th, you know what I mean? And, or going around the corner to Sophia house on freaking Albany. It was just always it was always love. It was always welcoming, and it was never no shit. So I had a great childhood, like, you know, jumping double dutch and, you know what I mean, little things like that. I mean, my real childhood, you know, I ain't talking about the streets. Like, actually growing up in Flatbush, it was beautiful. It was a mixed neighborhood. My mom is white, so people were definitely not even, my mom, like, she be in the kitchen cooking curry chicken. Nobody ain't never understand that.
People always thought you was Spanish.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Like, people know me for years. People know me for years, and they still be like, you know, I'm Spanish. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm white and black. Like, you know, I'm mixed. So well, I've never been Spanish, obviously. But I do look Spanish. You know what I'm saying? With all of this and that and all of that.
I guess that would be, that would be the. I knew you forever. I just knew your last name. So I knew you didn't have a Spanish last name. So I just figured you was something else, I guess. But yeah, I was in preparation for this, though. I said, let me look my girl up. I know you did a lot of emceeing, a lot of different things. And then when I put your name in Google, like, the whole thing came up with your family and shit like that. A lot of history there. It's like a lot of.
How I take this shit off?
What you taking off?
Can you see me or no?
I can see you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, basically, for those who do know me, you know what I mean, and it's not really that hard to do. All you gotta do is Google. My last name is LeGrand. I definitely come from one of the biggest notorious families of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Definitely well respected. So whether I had street love or, you know what I mean?
But nah, hold up though.
Wait, I need to see myself. How you do this
People,
shit?
while you do that though, people use this term loosely, like my family was legendary and all of this and all that. She's not really talking about the regular, you know, your uncle stole weed on the corner type of family. I want her to explain, kind of give that history, that story, because I think it's kind of ill. Now she done froze the camera.
When I say legendary, you see me?
I see you. We see you.
Okay. So basically, like when I say legendary, it wasn't no $5, $10. Like my grandfather was a straight pimp. He was a hustler. You know, he had done things in his life, you know what I mean, that it is what it is, where he got his statue of just like being notorious and respected, and he was no joke. Like when you sell LeGrand's, when I say back in those days, motherfuckers just like completely, they moved out the way. He had like 15 wives, you know what I mean? I grew up in that type of era where it was like, you know, 15 wives is okay. Like every last 15, one of them was my grandmother. You know what I mean? I have over 1,000 cousins. Like our family is really, really big. But my grandfather, he came, you know, he had a big house. We have a big house in Crown Heights. Everybody knows the big house.
Right.
And he had, you know, he has a lot of kids. He has over 50, like 40 something kids. Like my father's the youngest.
Like 46.
Second to the youngest. Yeah. My father's second to the youngest. So when people say LeGrand, like even growing up in school, it's like, oh, you can't play with us. So I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up either, because a lot of people didn't want their kids around me. So I said my last name.
So let's hold up. Let's slow down for a second. So he had 46 kids from
probably more.
From 15.
Cousin Tashina, he had more, right?
From 15 wives.
Yes, definitely.
And was getting money. Everybody was getting money.
I mean, well, getting money in those days, it was a hustle, you know what I mean? So he had his thing going on where, you know what I mean, all his wives, you know, they went out there and hustled, and we had a church, you know what I mean? So they collected for the church, and, you know what I mean? And all the money went back into the pot, and, you know, it was for the kids and the neighborhood. He gave back, you know what I mean? Nobody could ever be homeless around him or start hungry around him. So he was a good man, and he was a preacher.
That's what I was going to ask you, because, you know, when you read things, you only read from one perspective. And he said he came from North Carolina. And at the time he came from North Carolina, I believe it was like he was born, I think, in 1924. So that's at a time where people have a big heart and do things out of, you know what I'm saying, from a different place. So I was going to ask you, how was he, you knew him, and like, how was the family dynamic?
Well, my family, the dynamic, what he always taught us, again, was, you know, loyalty and respect and, you know, love your neighbor. My grandfather was very big on unity. Like, he always believed in family, like always keeping his kids together, you know, always giving back to the neighborhood. He was a provider, you know what I mean? And again, he was like a foreseer. Like he had certain, you know, things that he had certain powers. I'm gonna be real with you. Like my grandfather definitely has certain powers, and he was able to see shit. You know what I mean? But his energy, like if you came around him, it's like you would automatically go into a stance. Like his energy was different. Like you will automatically feel like shit.
Yo, I see pictures of him online. Yo, smooth. Yo, that dude, smooth.
Diamonds, smooth, Cadillac. And remember, he had a lot of kids, so it was him. You know what I mean? Then you know you got like 15 sons around you. Or, you know, I mean, it was a beautiful thing. Some people, you know, they have good to say, they have bad, but at the end of the day, my grandfather, you know, he's a legend, and again, we love him, and you know, that's I'm grateful to be a LeGrand at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like that's my family.
That's what's up. That's what's up. There's no beef or nothing like that with your family.
Hey, cousin Tashina, huh?
It's like so you come from like a real big, loving family, pretty much. Then
I come from a very big, loving family. We all have talents. Like my family is very talented, with, you know, vocally. We have a lot of writers. We have a lot of people with degrees. We have people with businesses. Like my family is really, really big. And again, we still have one thing we never let go is the unity and the bond that we was brought up and raised with. You know what I mean? And that's love. Like, and we learned. We was brought up with a tough skin to never judge. You know what I mean? And never be hateful and hold grudges and stuff like that. So you know, we was taught well. We was taught about.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so we just gonna just keep moving through. So now we talking about went through Huddy High School, family, the streets, different crews, different sides as you get.
What's up, Clay?
As you get older, and then you wind up.
Hi, Deanna.
What year did you get pregnant? Have your baby, or what year did you get pregnant?
Damn.
I think okay. Yeah, I just want. I mean, I'm asking because I don't remember. I'm trying to come through a timeline.
Well, think about it. We was in Lincoln together. I was in school every single day until I beat Kima's ass in the hallway.
I remember.
And I did Stephon Marbury. Remember, you wanted to talk, and I was like, "Oh no, you eat pussy. I can't talk to you." You was like, "Yo, you don't know who the fuck that is?" Well, I'm like, "I don't give a fuck who that is."
Yeah.
And it ended up being fucking one of the biggest basketball players. Like, but actually, my daughter, I 16 years old. Gotcha. So I started young. Like everything for me was, like I said, I got a head start from being my sister's bait on the streets. Then ran over, got introduced to FBK, and that shit just went from there. Like that was it. Like the streets raised me, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. I remember. Only reason I went back there is I remember. I don't know if you want to talk about it. The tribulations that you went through during your pregnancy, and
right,
just in general with your, with your kid's father at the time and things like that. So I remember, seeing you and you would be upset different times and things like that. So I don't know if you know what I mean.
I mean, is this something that you want to ask? Like,
no, I'm asking. I know it was. I know it was a lot of tribulations. I'm asking you about those times and shit.
Right. I mean, I got pregnant obviously at a young age. You know what I mean? I was in the middle of my music career. I had a lot of things going on for me. I was like really, really, really out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build my brand at the time, and I got pregnant early from an individual. You know what I mean? And yeah, shit was rough. Like I was fucking 16. So of course it was like, what's the next move? But at the end of the day, I always, for some reason, felt like I was just built. Like I never had a second thought to even think about not having my daughter. And I thank God, you know what I mean, that I have my daughter. Because like that's like, she's my daughter. Like, you know what I mean? Like I only have one daughter. So it's like, I'm very happy I made, I kept that I kept my baby. And it was hard in the beginning. I used to be stressed out, of course, because I'm always thinking of, I'm young. I can't even get a job. Like, you know what I mean? Shit is rough. I'm used to hustling. I'm used to jumping on motherfucking Greyhound. You know what I'm saying? Going out of state with Shy and all these niggas, like getting my bread, and now I'm pregnant. It's like, okay, how I'm going to survive? I can't do these things while I'm pregnant.
So wait a minute. So at that point, I know you was a nice MC. I don't like to say was, because you had bars. I know you probably still got bars. I ain't gonna put you on the spot, but you was juggling a lot. That's why I'm asking you, like talk about that. Because there's a lot of women out here that complain about certain things or don't know. That's a lot. You was dealing with the streets. You was dealing with the music game. Like, not just the chick that raps. Like, you was fucking with the game. I see pictures with you, with Jay, and different people you was messing with. You know what I'm saying? And then you put all that in a pot. Like, how'd you juggle that? What was your mindset?
Well, I mean, I definitely describe my life like it's crazy, like a kind of a blessing, but then like a curse a little bit, you know what I mean? But again, I always remain grateful. Like me as an MC, I was able to touch the stage with Jay-Z. Like I did a song with Tyrese. You know, I have sat with record labels. It was different back then opposed to how it is now. You know what I mean? So the grind was different. Every nightclub you can mention, I was up in there promoting myself. So it was a different transition, because that's when I started leaving the streets a little bit, when I started elevating to the music, and I started, when I was meeting celebrities and hanging out with celebrities, and it was Cheetahs, nightclub and tunnel, and you know what I mean, I started kind of drifting away from the streets, that hood shit, that gangster shit, you know what I mean, that niggas getting murked shit, you know what I mean. So I started elevating, and it was a beautiful experience, and then things happened along the way. I got I had to be a mother. So it was like, I was, in the beginning, I was pregnant in the studio. I was with my daughter in the studio, you know what I mean? But then it's like, okay, reality is I definitely like I gotta provide for my daughter because this nigga was, you know, he wasn't really doing what he was supposed to. And money to me was not important at the time. Like my daughter was born in 1997. You know, a lot of things come up when you Google my name about who my baby father is, you know, what transpired between us. And it was like, okay, fuck his money. I don't, because I was not even nothing like, it was just a crazy how I even met the nigga. So it was just like, whatever.
I was going to ask you how you met him. You met him on some music. We going to keep beating around.
No,
what?
I didn't meet him on music, actually. I didn't meet JoJo on music. It was actually crazy because me and my cousin was on our way to the junction one night, and we was going to basically actually go link up with like Patrick and all of them from Nostrand to build them. Shout out Patrick, he's the first one that ever introduced me, Shine Boy, to motherfucking Cisco. This nigga, we had a cup of Cisco out on Flatbush, wilding out, breaking windows, jumping through people's windows, all types of craziness. I have a lot of crazy memories. But two chicks came up to me. I'm sitting here throwing names. Who gives a fuck? Anjanae came up to me, and this other chick, I forgot her name. I think it's Amoy, something like that. I don't know if that's her name though, but rest in peace. She ended up getting killed by her son. Her son killed her.
Oh.
Yeah, her son killed her. I forgot her name, really, honestly. But they was from my side. And they was like, oh, we're going up to this hotel. We're going to hang out with some celebrities. You want to come? So I already had I had a spliff. I had a bottle of Cisco. I had my boots on. I was ready to go hang out, like go break dawn. We was ready to go, you know, chill. So I'm like, go hang out with celebrities. All right, I guess. So me and my cousin went with them. So when I walk in, you know, it was, you know, Casey, Dalvin, Devontae, JoJo, Snoop Dogg. Everybody was in the building. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is something different. But I didn't really like their energy. They from the South. You know, they was from, North Carolina. And it's just like, I'm from Flatbush. It was a bunch of bitches there. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to go. So I told my cousin, let's go back to Flatbush. And we ended up getting back in the cab. Besides you, on my way up there in the cab, like even he can tell you the story. Like I ended up busting the cab, driving the head with a bottle. It was just a whole bunch of craziness. On our way up there, some craziness. So I was like, I'm not really feeling this. So I ended up going home. And the next day, my door knocks. And it's a limo. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, remember, I'm still young. I still have this ghetto mentality. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm like, who is this? And it was basically JoJo. He came out the limo. He's standing there. He had flowers. And I'm like, what? I'm like, how the fuck is this dude even know where I live?
Word.
But what happened was, you know, the guy that he was with, his manager at the time, you know, the girls who lived around the corner from me ended up giving them my information. So when I approached the vehicle, he's just like, you know, you're beautiful. I didn't get a chance to, you know, meet you. And you left so early, but I would like to get to know you. So, of course, I'm young. I'm like, oh, shit. This nigga's knocking on my door right now, you know? So, I mean, you just take it from there, and we just started dating. And it was like, that's when I stopped coming to school. So, when you stopped seeing me coming to school, I was in freaking Huntington in a mansion getting pregnant.
Getting pregnant.
That's what I was doing.
You definitely disappeared.
I definitely disappeared.
So wow. So your daughter definitely got music in like her DNA. Like
absolutely. Her dad is a legend, you know what I mean? And you know, some know, some don't. It's not something really I boast about, or because we out here grinding, we out here doing what we gotta do. We ain't looking for no fucking handouts, you know what I mean? And a lot has transpired throughout the years with me and his relationship, you know what I mean? And I mean, at the point, I mean, that's not who I was interested when I originally went there. You know what I mean? So it was really never no, oh, I'm heartbroken, I'm hurt. It was just like, yo, it's time for me to get in my grind. I'm pregnant. I'm not having no abortion. Like, this is my first time ever getting pregnant. I'm keeping my baby. So he was not even a thought because he had moved to California. And when I took him to the airport, I didn't even know I was pregnant that time. I took him to the airport with his manager and everybody. I thought I was never going to see the nigga again. It was like, okay. And then I found that I was pregnant. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. You know? And I was never a gold digger. Never a gold digger. I did what I had to do when the time was right.
Well, yeah, I mean, you come from a family of fucking hustlers and grinders, so, you know what I mean? That's not even in your pedigree right there.
Yeah.
That's what up. And she'll sleep. What up?
What's up, Cuckoo? Chris Robinson, what's up?
So now you say you had baby girl in the studio with you grinding, so she could actually say she been in the studio from birth pretty much.
Shit, look at my cousin Chase Bank. What up? What up? So yeah, definitely. Sky has been in from Belly. I was in the studio recording because it was a passion for me. Like it's something that, I was able to block out everything that I was going through, everything that, bothered me, and I was able to put it in words. You know what I mean? And it was something that I escaped through it. So it was something that I really loved doing. I love music to this day. I always love music. I always will love music. But she was there, and after had her, I have pictures with me in the studio with her, in Quad Studio, actually, when that shit was first built up. Nobody was ever in there before. Nobody even knew about Quad Studio. And me and Skylar was up in there. She was in a little carrier, but then things I had to get on my grind. You know what I mean?
Somebody said Pop managed you. Pop managed you at one point?
Who, Popeye?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Me and Pop have a love-hate relationship. And
did you manage you?
First of all, let me tell you something. Popeye, okay? I was Popeye's first artist on his Sleepless Nights label back in the days. He gave me the name, actually, Celeste Winter, because I went by two names. I had Mistress and I had Celeste Winter. And I have a song with, the fam, Keyshawn Sprague, that we did and that we performed at, what was that shit? 30-something. We performed there. We performed some other place. But I was one of Pop's first little female artists. And then I drifted away and, ended up venturing off. But me and Pop got a love-hate relationship. I mean, it is what it is. I kind of cursed him out today, too, because I was trying to figure out something. But it's all right. He got my DM.
He got your DM?
He got my DM.
You gotta love Pop. Pop is a good manager, too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's cool.
So let me get a Flatbush story from you.
A Flatbush story. Honestly, I mean, it's so much. Like,
what's a Flatbush story?
Flatbush story. I mean, like I said, I have a few with Nostrand. The joyriding in the motherfucking elevators with Frankie and Mikey and Raheem and Keyshawn. Then I got the SPK. You know what I'm saying? The speeding, late nights, busting freaking donuts in the street, running from police. You know what I mean? But I would say my moments with Flatbush, it was the nightlife. You know what I mean? Because when you stepped out, which I used to sneak out, I couldn't, really get the hell out sometimes. And I used to sneak out. It was the nightlife. And just being able to walk into, you know what I'm saying, Biltmore, walk into Caribbean Dome and all these places, you know what I mean? With FPK, or if it was like with SPP, it was like that was a big fucking thing. You know what I mean? So then you got the shootouts and all the types of shit. I mean, I have a lot of memories, but
somebody said Charbonne. Charbonne is a good one. I guess probably
Charbonne, really. Charbonne, rest in peace. Yeah, Charbonne, I definitely that was definitely my best friend, one of my best friends. With Charbonne, I definitely have a crazy memory. This nigga, I don't even know how he used to ever get in my crib. And for some reason, when I used to wake up, I used to see Charbonne fucking on top of me. Like, I mean, not on top of me physically. I mean, like, over me. Like, yo, wake up. So it was one time where my mother and father had came upstairs, but I wasn't allowed to have company at the time. And this nigga, we tied sheets to the motherfucking radiator. And this nigga was hanging outside the fucking window, dangling from the top floor. And he slid down the whole fucking thing. So that was definitely a funny. That was a good memory with Charbonne. That was my people's. I broke bread with Charbonne. Like, that was my homie. Like, that was, I had a lot of love for Charbonne. That was my little friend.
Definitely. What would you define as a Flatbush vet?
A Flatbush vet to me is a motherfucker who definitely was loyal, who wasn't a bitch ass, who wasn't a fuck boy, who was about his word. You know what I'm saying? So, you got there, you have, like I said, Ace and Syke and all of them, you know what I mean? Drake and all of them, Looney. Then you got outside, niggas who's really about that life. You know what I mean? Not just talking because they got lips. Shot Boogie, you know what I mean? No shit, niggas. Like, it was a lot. So, me, is when you're about that life, not just no talking shit like Red. You know what I mean? Like you already know Red ain't talking. He don't talk too much. You know what I mean? So that's my definition of a Flatbush dude. That's someone who keep it real, which is a lot. It's really hard to find out there. You know what I mean? Like Face. At the end of that, I love Face. That's my bro. Like I love Steven. You know what I mean? That's my bro. He always from young. You know what I mean? He was always involved in something. That nigga always, whether it was a girl fight, whether something was going on, whether people were fighting over him. Like that's my people. It's like, you know, we all had a lot of fun nights together. Tasha, me, and it was a lot. You know what I mean?
Papa said, why you say love-hate relationship?
Love-hate relationship because me, he knows I don't really give a fuck about people's opinions. So I personally feel like when you come to me, don't come to me with your opinion if you're not trying to help the situation. Because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people like to press buttons because they got fingers. And a lot of people like to talk shit because they got lips. Me, I've never been about that. It's either I'm quiet, I'm listening, I'm observing, or I'm going to say something or do something that can help the situation. Like, I've always supported a lot of people. I supported people all my motherfucking life, from Reggie and Prodigy days. Like, I was a Prodigy girl, too. Like, you know, basement parties before niggas even elevated to certain levels of their lives. You know, and nobody can never say in Flatbush that I never supported them. You know what I mean? And I just felt like the love was not being shown back in return with my movement. And my movement is the Banks way. My movement is Sky Banks. You know what I mean? So, like I told everybody, if you're not a part of the Sky Banks movement and you're from Flatbush, then you can kiss my ass. Like, it should not ever be a problem with you sharing my artist or my daughter, because I really don't like to label her as my artist. That's my daughter. You know what I mean? So that's love. When I say daughter, it's a different type of meaning, not artist. You know what I mean? And I expect people to fuck me because I fucked with y'all. And this is niggas that was hungry, niggas that was broke, niggas that needed a ride, or niggas that needed to hold their motherfucking burners to get in clubs, stuffing shit up, you know, to get on Greyhound, take y'all shit out of state. Y'all niggas here. I never asked y'all for nothing. So when I say support, if I took your motherfucking bricks from here to Albany, y'all niggas got bread off of that, and y'all never broke bread with me, and I did it on the strength of I fuck with you, share my motherfucking daughter. And that's it. Support the movement. But in the same token, if they don't, we don't need you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where it comes in with this whole Flatbush thing. Like, I always got love for Flatbush. I'm from Flatbush. But I'm glad I was able to branch off and, again, be involved with Avenue D and 31st and niggas from Veer and niggas from Ocean and niggas from Region, because it showed me different types of loyalty and how, you know, niggas would really fuck with you. You know what I mean? And yes, I was a weed head. I used to sit there and smoke weed in freaking Dunkin' Donuts all goddamn day and night with everybody from the damn junction. Horrible.
Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot about the time we got caught in Lincoln too and shit. That's what, yo, when I saw you in Lincoln, it was like, yes, you would have thought it was one of the homies, like it was one of my homeboys. I just knew. So Serena burns it down. We taking the same route to school. It's a wrap. I got the homie in here. I forgot all about the what's today too. But that was real what you just said though. That's real. And
yeah, it's a lot, because a lot of people, I see people, you know, I don't know, of course, you know, Brooklyn and Flatbush is definitely not the same. Everybody's still trying to reunite. But in the same token, it's like niggas is just full of shit. And I really, you know, I completely fell back. As far as the females, like, I don't fuck with no females from Flatbush except for a certain few. You know what I mean? I got probably a few in my hands that I could count. That's my sisters. I would call my sisters that I fuck with no matter what we go through. Shout out Ariane and Sharice, and you know what I mean? Tasha from way back when. Like, just because you don't speak to people every single day doesn't mean that you don't have love for them. But as far as everybody else, like, all them bitches is haters. And like I said, just being brought up, motherfuckers inboxing and DM, like, it got to me already. And I'm like, damn, that's sad. Like, that bitches need to find a hobby. You know, if your bank account ain't up, if you ain't got a crib with two motherfucking bathrooms, a basement in the backyard, if you ain't driving in a nice car and you got a good job, then y'all definitely should not be worrying about me and have a nigga in the same token. You know what I mean? So, LG for motherfucking life. You already know.
I definitely want to let you know that our platform, I don't see everything. So, you know, you can always hit me, you know, hit us in a DM, just whatever. You know, it don't even matter. However, we got to get it up, get it out. You know, we got your back. You know what I'm saying? I want to see. I want to see it win. Like,
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I want to. I've been wanting to see. I always want to see everybody win. I've been like that since way back. But what's the plan? What she got going on right now? What's going on? She signed. She got music out now. Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, Sky Banks is her own movement. You know what I mean? She's definitely grinding. She's out here working. She has a music up on, of course, iTunes, Spotify. You know what I mean? She has music on SoundCloud. She has videos up. She definitely just dropped a new song called DTM for Life, Don't Trust No Niggas. You know, she got her own story. Everybody got a story. And she's moving. She's definitely building up her fan base, you know, being consistent with the music. Got a lot of music just sitting on. And, you know, I'm excited about it because it's some dope shit. And I'm definitely excited about her dropping it soon. She's, you know, she has her peoples. I'm not gonna, you know, spill her beans and tell her business, but she got a lot of things in the work, and we're not worried. Like, she's gonna be good. You know what I mean? With the help of people that support me or don't support me or support her and don't. At the end of the day, she's a beautiful young girl. She's talented. She's educated. She's a great sister. You know what I mean? She's a good person, and that's one thing. She has a good heart. So God is gonna bless her, and you know, I'm very proud of her work and her dedication, honestly, because she's moving. Trust me.
Well, we got somebody said drop her link one. And then somebody said, are you going to do any more acting? I didn't even know you was doing acting. You was doing acting?
I definitely was doing acting with my bro, Sharif. Okay, he had me up in his movie, The Cold.
Right.
Yeah, I had a whole little script going on. Acting, it's all right for me. I mean, if it came across again, I definitely will. You know, I would definitely take it. It's not a problem. I'm always open for anything that has to do with freaking moving up or music or acting or... You know, I like it. You know, I like attention. So, you know, I like attention. So, whatever.
That's good too. That you like attention, but you've been creative to be rhyming since you was younger. That's creativity. Like that's in you. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely gotta release that. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gotta release that creative energy somewhere.
I definitely agree.
It's
all about creativity. It's all about loyalty. It's all about respect. But like I said, I mean, now I'm on a different, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very good. I'm good. I'm unbothered. And, you know, again, I started a new podcast. So, yes, I'm being creative.
What's the name of the podcast?
Yes, the name of the podcast is called Unbothered Rants. It comes on every Wednesday at 9 p.m. It's with my homegirl, Ari. We started this the other day. It actually got a good view for the first day. It got over 100 views.
Where you at though? With like YouTube?
No, it's on Station Head, so you can find it on Station Head. And it's a movement. It's called Unbothered Rants. You know, we're gonna be up there talking our shit. But like I said, I definitely appreciate this. I was a little skeptical, and whoever shows love, it's all love. Whoever shows hate, y'all can suck a dick. And nothing ever changed with me. You know what I mean? I'm still the same old Serena. I'm unbothered. I'm unfiltered. I'm gonna definitely say how I feel.
Why you was skeptical though?
Because because you got a lot of haters in Flatbush, and I was crazy. That's why you see I'm looking like, okay, what's next? Who's gonna say some hot shit? But it seems like everybody's being respectful.
Hot, they would have said it already. If anybody got something hot to say to Serena, could you say it now? Because she keep looking. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you, man. You good. This is Flatbush, man. It's love. You know what I mean?
Y'all niggas, listen. All of y'all niggas ain't love, so don't play that bullshit with me.
But not everybody.
Not everybody. Niggas is full of shit too. You already know.
You ain't see nobody on here yet, so you know what I mean. We ain't gonna get them haters, them invisible haters. No, you know what I'm saying? No light here.
No, I definitely, like I said, everybody. You know what I mean? I always said, I mean, growing up in Flatbush, I was always shown nothing but love. I don't know what.
Ain't nobody saying nothing. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, listen, I was already pre-warned that I had fucking hate mail, so of course I was already amped up, you know. But I definitely appreciate you guys having me. I definitely, appreciate you guys allowing me to tell my little story. And again, whoever's on here does fuck with me. And I always, I do got love for everybody that I'm seeing in these comments right here, because all we have is good memories. And at the end of the day, you can't take that away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing you should definitely do, man, is just like make sure you document baby girl's journey and everything.
Definitely.
Because like we just touched on something in this whole conversation, like from junior high school with driving expensive cars to having a fight, getting broken up by Stephon Marbury, pre-Marbury.
Right.
This is a lot of history. FPK, Biltmore days. Like, this is a lot of history.
Days, Dr. Dre days, doing a song with Tyrese days.
How'd that happen? How'd that happen with Tyrese?
Well, I was in Cheetah's nightclub, and he was trying to talk to me at the time, but I was really on my music shit. And when he approached me with his A&R, Anthony Morgan at the time. I straight up was like, I'm a female artist. I'm a rapper. I'm coming out soon. Like, my name is Celeste Winters. And he was like, oh, you rap? He's like, yeah. He was like, let's go to the studio. So me and my friend at the time, my ex homegirl, which I have a lot of those, but we ended up going to the studio. We laid down the track. We did a song. And it was dope. It was real. It's on his album actually. But what happened was I didn't have managers at the time because everybody was my fucking manager. Everybody represented me at the time. So when it came down to trying to get the papers in order, it was not good, and he had to release the album. So they paid me back then, 1997, at $2,500. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? So I got paid for doing it at least.
Oh, so you got the $2,500 for doing the song?
I got $2,500, and all my songs, including that song. Of course, somebody from Flatbush was like, "Oh, let me borrow your demo, and I'm gonna bring it to Baby and Lil Wayne and all of them." It was a female that I never even fucked with, and I don't know why I trusted her at that moment. I gave her my whole reel to reel, yo. I gave her my whole reel to reel, and this chick telling me that her car got broken into, and they took my reel to reel. All my music was lost. The only song I have is the song that Spraga sent me the other day that we made together.
Where was her car at? Was it in Flatbush?
Yeah, supposedly.
She tried to hit you with that because she knew dudes be taking cars around your way, so she tried to...
Right. But yeah, all my music was gone. So, but it is what it is.
Wow, you talking about reel to reels. So you had everything. Wow.
A reel to reel. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you. I want to hear more from this podcast. What are you guys going to be talking about?
Well, tune in because we're going to be talking about a lot. It's called I'm About the Rant. So at the end of the day,
where do we find you at? Like where?
You can find me on Station Head. So if you have iTunes, if you have Spotify, you could download the app. It's called Station Head. And you can type in SGramBK, and that is my Instagram name, SGramBK. And it comes up, and it's 9 p.m. I have a lot of people tuning in. So, again, it's open, like 2 extra spots. And people could just join us and join the conversation. We had a good conversation yesterday. It went really good. And people wasn't tuned.
Yeah, what days do you get on? Somebody else is saying, how do you get on?
I get on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. And you have to just download the Station Head app if you have iTunes or Spotify. It's called Station Head.
How can we get on? We want to get on.
I just told you.
I'm talking about we want to come have a conversation.
All right, and I just told you, come and download Station Head.
Got you.
All right, and type in SGramBK, and it's gonna pop up. It's called Unbothered Rants.
Got you. How you think?
So you tuning in? You gonna tune in next week?
I'm gonna tune in. What day?
All right, I just fucking told yo, stop playing with me.
I want you to say it again, though.
Yo, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Unbothered Rants.
I got it.
Myself and my co-host Ari. You could catch us there. Station Head. Download the app. Station Head. Wednesday, 9 p.m. We talk about child support and why are men emotionally detached next Wednesday.
No, I gotta make sure we don't have nothing going on. I'm there, though. I'm there.
I mean, tune in.
How you think we doing?
I think you guys are doing great. I think you guys are, like I said, what I see, what's coming out of this page is unity. You know what I mean? I don't really know all the other shit, but I definitely see unity. It's a beautiful thing because, years ago, a lot of these people that's commented or even on this page or together liking, they could have never been in the same room together. So for you guys to be able to bring this together, whoever else is involved, because you already know I was doing my investigation, I had to hit everybody up like, yo, who was behind this page? Who the fuck y'all posting? Like, who are y'all? Who is this? Y'all niggas ain't really showing up to Flatbush. What up? So I got to the bottom of it. But I like this page. Like I said, y'all are definitely bringing back a lot of memories. And I appreciate it because memories is just all we have, And again, we lost a lot of soldiers, you know what I mean? We lost a lot of people. And we all was hungry together. We all, everybody's on a different level in life. And it's a beautiful thing that we all are able to still be here today and be able to, talk about these things, no matter what we all been through. You know what I mean? Somebody said,
why you ain't do it on Instagram? I seen that twice just now. Scroll up.
Why didn't I do what on Instagram?
I guess the podcast,
Not right now. I'm going to eventually tune into Instagram and do a live and a podcast. But I'm definitely going to have a live set up for, the show.
I got you. I'm trying to...
Any other questions?
Is there anything that you would want to see out of a documentary from Flatbush, like as far as angle-wise? like something that we should cover, something that whether it's street, whether it's history, something that you think we should have in there. Dance hall. Flatbush covers a lot.
I mean, shit, definitely you gotta have the dance hall. You gotta have, because we was brought up on the Earth Ruler days, Prodigy, Stone Love, of course, all the big sets, Black Rain, and yeah, DJ Cuts, Cuts was always making the movement. But I would definitely like to see, if you're gonna do Flatbush, do it right. Started off with originally, of course you got the deep, Decepticons and all that other shit. But if you're gonna do Flatbush, you gotta start it off with FBK. You know what I mean? You gotta start off with the original. How they getting in these cars. Big up Nori. How can I forget? Nori is an original fucking OG. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, from Kings Highway, you can't forget about them. But yeah, started off right, and then just Flatbush is Flatbush. Pulley Kings, and then you move into the beef and how they united and, everything else. Like, it was so many, there's so much shit going on. And then you got the little, all the bitches, and everybody used to mess with each other, and everybody was, don't even let me go. But it was a whole bunch. Put everything in there.
I got you. We take it all in. We like to talk to the people, man, see what the people talking about. We got a lot going on. My guys work hard. Big shout out to Pop, shout out to Face.
Shout out to Face. What's up, Cuckoo? I'm going to curse you out after, just in general. Go ahead.
You said you going to curse him out?
Yeah, I'm going to curse him out. I'm happy that you interviewed me, though. I really appreciate you, Sonny, because, again, we know each other from a whole different part of, besides outside Flatbush. But
definitely.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, we got to have a conversation.
Because at the end of the day, it's SERENA, and only my truth can be told from the person that it belongs to. It's my story. Nobody can tell my story. I'm Flatbush. I'm going to always be Flatbush, and I'm an OG, and that's just it. I paid my dues.
This ain't it. Anytime you want to come up, you want to grab the mic and curse somebody out, you want to grab the mic and
right.
some bars, you know what I'm saying? You got something baby girl want to drop. I don't want to say baby girl, but everybody's kids is like my kids, so.
Right. All I'm saying is just support the movement. It's the Banks way. Sky Banks at, Sky Banks Music, Instagram. And that's basically it.
Everywhere. You put it in, it comes up.
Yeah.
You put it in, it comes up, definitely. But yeah, I appreciate you. This definitely was an interview. It was a conversation amongst Flatbush heads, and we appreciate you, man. We're going.
I really hope so, because I motherfucking did my due diligence and I put the work in. So I definitely appreciate that y'all appreciate me. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But like I said, I thank you for this interview as well, because it's my story. And
right, everybody's
so good.
Tasha at. Where Tasha at? You gotta have Tasha up.
We got Tasha. Yeah, she better come up here. You know what I mean? She's playing games, but she here in the comments. She's definitely here.
What up?
Got Tokyo. What up? We got a lot of people up in this motherfucker.
Cut us off. I don't want to cut us off, but yo, I love you, man. I appreciate it.
Love you too, Sonny.